Overseas, Boris Johnson's office has apologised to Buckingham Palace for two Downing Street parties on the eve of Prince Philip's funeral. The gatherings were held on April 16 last year and went into the early hours of the morning. The public had not been asked to leave flowers at Windsor Castle due to the COVID restrictions, and the Queen sat alone during the service. Mr Johnson's spokesman says it is deeply regrettable the events took place at a time of national mourning. The Prime Minister did not attend the parties but is facing backlash over alleged COVID rule breaking. He has denied for weeks that any events were held during the country's lockdown before conceding he attended one in his official garden. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss says she understands the public's anger but supports the PM in continuing in his role.
I completely understand people's anger and dismay about what has happened. The Prime Minister apologised to the House on Wednesday. I 100% support him to continue getting on with the job, and what people want is they want to see us working to deliver for the people of the United Kingdom.
Not the first one the Prime Minister's been forced to make, of course, because you remember in 2019 he had to apologise for proroguing Parliament illegally, as it turned out. I think many people will say this is more serious. Those partying in Number 10 on the eve of Prince Philip's funeral were guilty of an insult to the Queen. It was, of course, the picture of the Queen mourning alone the death of her beloved Prince Philip at Windsor Castle. It was one of the most poignant, if not the defining image of the pandemic so far. And that's why this has been taken so seriously. At the time, the rules said you must not socialise indoors except with your household or support bubble. You can meet outdoors, including in gardens, in groups of 6 people or 2 households. Well, clearly, it appears, according to the allegations, those rules were broken. The opposition parties have been on the attack, as you might expect. Sir Keir Starmer has said that, as well as offering an apology to Her Majesty, the Prime Minister should be offering his resignation. Now, of course, crucial in all this is the reaction of Conservative backbenchers as the Prime Minister faces calls even from his own side, some MPs on his own side, to quit. A little earlier we spoke to one of his strongest critics, that is the veteran Conservative MP Sir Roger Gale, about the latest allegations.
It is just another event in a chapter of incidents that should not have happened. But I do think that minds are now, over this weekend, being focused upon the need to take the necessary action. I clearly, Neil, don't know, and I shouldn't know, how many of my colleagues have put in letters. I'm not canvassing them. I'm not seeking support for what I have done myself. But I believe that there is a momentum that is growing.
Those lurid allegations include the claim that a member of the Number 10 team took a suitcase on a trolley up to the Co-op in the Strand, filled it up with booze, as the allegations say, took it back for consumption at the party. It was a party for 2 people leaving, James Slack, former Director of Communications, and one of the PM's personal photographers, claimed that in the revelling after midnight, a swing in the back garden used by the Prime Minister's young son, Wilfred, got broken. Well, many people will say that it'll take a lot longer to repair the Prime Minister's reputation than to repair that swing.